Do you think we will ever have real, true, with all the black powerhouses like yourself that we have, we will ever true have real unity amongst our people?
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Well, today we're going to take a deeper dive into this man's question and the subsequent answer from Nicki Minaj. Hope you guys are ready. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. Okay, this should be fun. Cedric, I want to know if you think that these fine people should give us a tip or not.
Absolutely.
All right, you can do that
Absolutely.
right here. Cedric is asking, not me. So we've got Venmo and we've got Cash App. We would love for you to tip. And we also do music reactions, and you can request any song when you give us a tip. You can also request songs just by commenting, but we do appreciate it. I'm trying to get
This
Cedric.
This is angry Cedric talking. No, You don't have to do it. No, we're not making you do it. Why would you give us a tip? We don't serve any purpose. You are absolutely right. So don't do it, and don't leave a comment talking about how you won't do it. Okay.
But we would appreciate it because
now.
I am trying to get, some of you have asked if we can get Cedric back in studio instead of the fake Cedric in here that I do at the beginning, because now you can see we're in separate boxes because he's still out there in California paying 20% of his income to the state. And I'm trying to get him out here, and I need your help. So if you could.
Yes. All right.
And or Cedric, they can buy some of our merch.
They got to buy a whole lot of merch.
Yeah, you can buy our hats. You can buy our mugs. Everybody needs a Unity mug by Cedric and Brian. So
now, as usual, you caught me off guard with this. So as you always do.
So this is a reaction. Actually, it's a reaction by Cedric to this interview. To give you a little backstory, I don't know a lot of the backstory. This guy owns a store, I believe, and he also has his own podcast, or he's on the radio. So I cut out just the relevant information I want from this interview to Nicki Minaj, because, we're really not Nicki Minaj fans. In fact, was it Nicki Minaj that she's the one who interviewed Joe Biden promoting him for the first go-around, right?
I think so.
I think that was Nicki Minaj. Anyways,
Yeah.
But let's see how she answers this, and here we go.
It was great. We was all at the show last night. We absolutely loved it. We loved it. It's been amazing. I think I tried to make it to another show, but somebody took my ticket. Let me ask you something. It's been a lot in the blogs lately, right? And I'm not.
I just want to ask you a question, Cedric.
I knew that was coming.
Where did that come from? Ask to axe. I don't know. I didn't know Cedric until he was already a college-educated man. Did you say axe, or did you always say ask?
Well,
That's probably racist for me to ask, right? That's racist thing, because you said I'm a white supremacist.
it originates from when you pose a question to someone and you want to bring something that's sharp and thought-provoking and cuts you open. That's why it transitioned from ask to axe.
Oh, that's
And
it.
you can look that up. You're not going to find the answer because I completely made all that up.
All right.
So
Well,
there's a difference between ask and axe.
I want to see what he asked her.
Tried to make it to another show, but somebody took my ticket. Let me ask you something. It's been a lot in the blogs lately, right? And I'm not asking about the negative at all. Do you think we will ever have real, true, with all the black powerhouses like yourself that we have, we will ever true have real unity amongst our people?
I want to get your reaction first, Cedric, before she answers that question. Do you think there's going to be true unity between your people?
Well, if you're talking about my people being the American people, I believe the answer is yes.
No.
They always say that the pace of the group is determined by the pace of the leader. Not that we put all of our weight on the leader, but depending on who's leading us, that has a big factor in how we behave as an American people. Part two of that question, and I know you, Brian, if you're talking about African American people, this kind of piggybacks on when I used to say that I don't really celebrate Black History Month.
Can I ask you a question? Can I interrupt you for a minute there?
You want to do what, a question?
Oh, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may ask me a question.
You used a term that you never use. You said African American, which is funny because we have a presidential person running for the president who's Jamaican American and Indian, but you use the term African American. Is there a reason you use that term?
No, it probably just slipped out. I probably just said black. But the thing that undergirds all that is American. African American, Black American, Asian American, Jamaican American, Dallas Cowboy loving American. Those are different Americans right there. They're really off the beaten path. But at the end of the day, we're all Americans. But I think the second part of her question is, I think the interviewer is asking her, what do we do as black people? We always use that term, our people, our people. Truth be told here, our people, when you talk about black people, are the worst. For some reason, the Asian population works very well together. For some reason, the Jewish population works very well together.
Nah, they don't. Sorry.
More so than black people, if that's what we're going to get to.
Okay.
But I think we need to get away from that and start talking about simply American people. That's what we all are at the end of the day.
All right, let's see what Nicki says here.
We will ever true have real unity amongst our people?
Who are our people? Do we have unity amongst human beings? Like, if it's 8 billion people in the world, imagine thinking all 8 billion people gonna get along with each other.
That's
like
true.
Whether you the same color, whether you the same race, sex, whatever, like religion. Ain't nobody gonna always get along with everybody. When you come to work, I used to be a waitress. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody. It was a bunch of people not getting along in there. I mean, no matter where you go, you're going
Stop
to
it
be
for a
at
second.
odds with people. I think.
Yeah, what?
Okay, that was great. You know what? And I feel bad. I need to apologize. I did not expect that type of response from Nicki Minaj.
That's why I wanted to get his reaction.
Secondly, and I'm talking to all the women who are listening, or men if you know women like this, that whole raspy, drawn out, every word is, I'm getting tired of that.
So annoying.
Enunciate, cut the word off, move on. You don't need to talk like this every time you answer a question.
It's because she
That's
just
all.
doesn't care, Cedric, because she's above all that.
But I'll give her credit. I was surprised at the first part of her answer because I did not expect that from her.
All right, let's see where she goes.
I used to be a waitress. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody. It was a bunch of people not getting along in there. I mean, no matter where you go, you're going to be at odds with people. I think the point, though, is when you get to a place where nothing around you affects what's inside of you. Like, you have to get to a place where you are so self-aware, but humble, and also realizing that you can't change everything. You can't change everyone. The only thing you can do is wake up every day and try to, like, do what you have to do. I'm going to rock with the people who I want to rock with. And everybody else should do the same thing. Nobody's entitled to rock with you. Nobody's entitled to like you.
That's absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah, boo. I mean, sorry. I caught that. You know what? Kudos to Nicki Minaj. I forgot what she said exactly, but she said, don't let what is outside of you affect what's in you.
And that's what
Yeah,
and we've said that. We did a podcast a long time ago about racism, and if he, as a black man or a black kid at the time, experienced racism, and me, because I experienced some stuff because my mother was Jewish, and my mom's big thing was sticks and stones, which nobody goes by anymore. Now you're supposed to be offended by everything. But it's like if somebody says something racist towards you or about your religion, that's on them. You don't have to internalize it. You know, if somebody
Right.
calls you the N-word or somebody calls me something, it's just like, it's only going to affect you as much as you let it affect you. And you could just say, nice word, buddy, and then just move on and not let it affect you. Unfortunately, and Nicki kind of said this, which I liked. It's like you rock with the people that you want to rock with, in her terms there, and don't rock with the people who don't like you for whatever reason. And it doesn't have to be because of your skin color. It can be any reason. Maybe you're too short and they like tall people, or they think you're ugly. I mean, everybody wants to turn this into racial stuff, but I saw this on a good podcast. There is no equality. Nobody's equal. So this whole stupid thing about equality, you want to have equal opportunities, but nobody's equal. Cedric liked basketball, but he was never going to be Michael Jordan. You know, there's no such thing as equality within people of their same race, yet alone trying to bring it into a racial thing is kind of silly. So I wanted to play this for you, Cedric, because I thought it was interesting that that Nicki came up, that she answered it that way.
Absolutely.
So
a few things really quick. If you're here and you're a renegade or the Tom McDonald Hangover Gang or one of our music videos, and you're like boned back, like thinking, what are Cedric and Brian talking about this stuff? What are they doing? This is what we started on. So I just want to say that real quick for those of you who are appalled by the fact that we're not doing a music video. If you go way back, this is the stuff we talked about. Politics, culture, things that are going on in the world. So if you're offended, just hit stop and go on to another video.
If you're offended,
if you're intrigued,
listen to Nicki
keep it
Minaj
going.
again. You shouldn't be offended by what other people say. You take it or leave it. You can turn it off. You can leave it on because you're interested in other people's opinions and what they have to say. And that's what we need to do. We need to open up and listen to other people. And you don't have to agree with it. There's absolutely no reason to have to agree with it. But you don't have to, hate people for it.
Yeah. I remember saying back in 2020 when we started talking about all this, Brian, and I would say something over and over again. And I said, it's going to get to a point where once everything becomes racist, nothing's going to be racist. It's like the little boy that cries wolf. Everything can't be racist. And we did some funny videos where math was racist and being on time was racist and having a good work ethic was racist. And it's like, okay, we're making everything racist. And it's going to get to the point where it's played out.
Voter ID is racist, remember, Cedric? We're still dealing with that.
Yes, still dealing with that.
We did a funny skit where somebody said that some Democrat said, well, black people can't use the Xerox machine or something. So Cedric was pretending to be Xeroxing something. Can't figure this out. You go back and look because it's so insulting. These people that are woke think they're being so inclusive and they're just so insulting.
Yeah. This was good. I'm glad you brought this up to me, Brian. That was good. She did a good job. Occur. She says occur, right? Is that who says that? I get my artists mixed up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Occur. That was good. As we get closer and closer to the election, we're less than 60 days away. It's probably way more than that. But I think more and more people are starting to look at the issues as opposed to looking at how does this benefit my race? And like we said many years ago, if you put a policy in place that benefits a particular race, you are automatically putting another race at a disadvantage. Brian said that there's no such thing as equality. We live in America. Everybody has an equal playing ground. If you wake up in the morning and you're in your grind and you're doing something, and I don't care what it is that you do, where you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or if you're a trash collector, or if you're picking up cattle poop in the farm, I respect any man and woman who's getting up every morning and they're in their grind doing something. Now, are we all going to have equal outcomes? No, that you don't want that. Like Brian said earlier, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and this is going to trigger Brian, watch, the Tom Bradys of the world, they worked harder. So they had different results than people who didn't work as hard. But the good thing and the bad thing is that it's completely up to you.
Well, and people are going to say, well, it's not just about that. You're right. You're born with natural abilities, and some people are born with different natural abilities. But you can work your butt off and still be successful. I mean, Kobe worked his butt off. Here's a good an example, Cedric. There's two guys. There was, back to golf, there's Tiger Woods and there was John Daly, okay? Mm-hmm. Tiger Woods worked and worked and worked and worked and became number one. John Daly went out drinking, and he just had a natural ability to compete. They said if John Daly would have worked as hard as Tiger Woods, who knows what would have happened. But John Daly took his natural gifts, and he just said, I'm fine being number 2 or number 5 or number 10. That's his prerogative. But if you want to be number one, guess what? You have to be born with it, and you have to work your butt off so that you become number one. And some people don't care. You don't have to be number one.
Right. Absolutely. That was good.
So.
Awesome. That felt good to do this again. It's been a while since we put out this type of video.
Yep.
We gotta get you back on track.
So Javier, I hope you appreciated this because Javier doesn't like when we do music reactions.
Right.
I called him.
And maybe Brian will put this picture up at the end. Brian was out here just a few days ago helping me celebrate my my bachelor party because I will be getting married. My fiance doesn't watch our videos anyway, so I'm gonna let this out. As you can see here, on my hand, my ring finger. I am a kept man once again
Already married.
We had to have our government wedding back on Friday, September 9th, our government wedding, because in Mexico, the states here don't recognize a wedding done in Mexico. So we're going to go out into Mexico November 9th and do our ceremonial wedding. And good friends of ours decided to throw me a bachelor party here last week. And it was a raging party. We were just broken furniture and we were just raging. And I'm completely lying. It was really kicked back. Cigars, steaks, the best whiskey. Bunch of guys hanging out, talking. It was good stuff.
He wanted midget strippers, but we said that's not politically correct.
I didn't. Let me correct you. It's a little person. And no, I did not want that. Wow. All right, dude, we're going to wrap it up?
Yeah, sorry, all you ladies. He is actually now taken. So you can stop sending all those pictures.
Right. Exactly. All right, you guys, we got an election coming up. Let's get along.
Can we all get along?
Kind of like what Nicki Minaj is saying there. Let's all try to get along, no matter what our skin color is, no matter what our gender is. If we work together as a unit, we'll have a lot more success than if we're always pitted against each other.
And that's for
make sure
that's for all of you genders out there. We don't want to leave you out.
Just couldn't let it go. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and continue sharing our channel with everyone you know from California to Tennessee and all around the world. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
I'm Brian. See you later.